everybody. So I figured I'd share with you guys my horrible experience with nutritional yeast, and kind of my thoughts and opinions on it, because it was really bad. It was really bad. Now I know from for me personally, I went low-fat raw vegan in August 2013, and it's 2018 in this video, so it's been about 5 years. And a couple months ago, I recently tried nutritional yeast for the first time because I've always seen tons of raw foodies out there use nutritional yeast in their dressings and their meals and everything, and everybody says it tastes like cheese. It's got a cheesy flavor and everything. And I know I never really had a desire to really try it because deep down inside I knew and I know that it's not really something you should really consume because it's not really raw. It's not raw. And I remember researching it, so I kind of knew a general overview of what nutritional yeast was. But just about a couple months ago, I finally made a decision like, you know what? I think I'll just try nutritional yeast just to see. I've never tried it before. I just would like to see what it tastes like and kind of what all the hype is about this nutritional yeast, you know? And so I bought the same nutritional yeast that all the other raw foodies buy and everything. It's fortified with B vitamins and everything. And man, at first I was really hesitant to eat it. I was just like, you know what, Stace, you know this is not right. I wouldn't really consume this, but I was really curious and I really wanted to know what it tasted like in a meal, in a dish, raw dish and everything. And so I had it, I tried it a couple months ago, and it was okay. It was okay. I wasn't impressed, I guess I could say, but I certainly had a humongously bad reaction to it. And so after the first couple tries of it in my raw dishes, I knew it was the nutritional yeast because the reactions I was getting was really bad. And I was eating my normal fruit and vegetable meals and everything, and the only addition I had in there was nutritional yeast. So I knew the culprit was nutritional yeast. So I know after all the symptoms I experienced, it was just after a couple of tries, and so basically the entire bottle, I just dumped it outside. I just dumped it back to the ground in the woods where it belongs, and because I'm like, no, never again, never again. So my really bad experience and reaction to nutritional yeast was I had extremely bad bloating. My body was bloating by the minute. I have never seen my body so bloated ever before in my life. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And it was about 15-20 minutes after my meal, when I first tried nutritional yeast, that things weren't feeling very good. I could tell something was wrong, and then all of a sudden I started getting really hot at certain pinpoints on my body, and they started getting kind of itchy too. And so I looked in the mirror and I was like, holy moly, holy cow, what's going on? I was getting really scared because I was just watching it turn beet red. My cheeks, my forehead, my chest, parts of my elbow, parts on my wrist, and my bootay, the buttocks was red and itchy too, and my knees and part of my calves. So different pinpoints of my body were turning beet red, and they were hot, and it was itchy, and it kind of appeared like a rash almost, but it wasn't a rash. It was underneath the skin. It was just turning really red. So I'm like, holy moly, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I was starting to go to the bathroom a lot, and my urine was just number one, and my urine was turned this bright neon green. Holy cow, I was getting pretty freaked out. I'm like, do I have to go to the hospital here? I'm like, man, I don't think I can make it to the hospital, because my head was getting kind of like, whoa, kind of woozy, I guess, and I was not feeling very good. And I was just like, whoa, no, let's just let the body go through its process and everything. And I had to take off all my clothes so I could see what was going on, and I was getting so freaked out. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? And so I I was just like, oh my gosh, okay. And within the next hour, hour and a half, things started fizzling down, fizzling out, and which I was so much happier. And they eventually went away. These symptoms went away and everything. But the bloating kind of continued on to the next day until it completely, the nutritional yeast, wherever the nutritional yeast was included in my meal, until it was completely out of my body, completely digested, assimilated and everything, and out of my body. It wasn't until then the bloating started going down. So it wasn't until the next day, midday, the next day, that things started kind of looking a little bit better, but it was still kind of bloated. And it didn't take until like the second day till I felt like, okay, things were kind of coming back to normal now, you know. And it was really scary. And so I really looked it up, and because like I mentioned before, I kind of previously already kind of knew about what nutritional yeast was, but I researched it even deeper, and I figured I'd just share it with you guys here, because nutritional yeast, because it's important. I think it's really important. And it says nutritional yeast is a food additive made from a single-celled organism which is grown on molasses and then harvested, washed, and dried with heat to kill or deactivate it. Because it's inactive, it doesn't froth or grow like baking yeast. It can be fortified with B12 and other B vitamins, and that's the one I had. It was fortified with B vitamins and B12. And so then I read up on a lot of the bad experiences, the cons that some people experience, and I had the same exact things. I knew it was nutritional yeast, and ever since I got nutritional yeast out, or stopped consuming it after the first couple of tries, things were fine, back to normal. So I knew it was nutritional yeast. And it says yeast resembles gluten, which can trick your body into launching an immune reaction, which is exactly what my body went through. My body saw it as gluten, and it cued an immune reaction. So that was a cue, like, holy mackerel, what did you just put in me? This is bad. This is a foreign invader. Get it out. And so the body initiated an immune reaction to help fight whatever was in there, because it was seeing it as gluten, as mold. And yeast is a fungus that resembles mold, and cramping and other GI problems can result. Itching, gas, heat, rashes can occur in the body as well. And so that's exactly what I had. I'm just like, oh my gosh, they weren't kidding. And my urine was bright neon green because of the excess B vitamins, because I kind of looked that up too. And that's one thing they were saying, is that your urine, if it's neon green, it can be an excess of vitamins in the body. The body's just ridding of excess vitamins, and B vitamins turn the urine neon green if there's too much in there. So that's kind of what I researched. Don't quote me on that or anything, you guys. That's kind of just what I researched there. General researching. So I'm just like, holy moly, never again with nutritional yeast. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, and that was a couple of months ago. So, and after that, I was thinking, you know what? This is why we stay on whole, ripe, raw, fresh fruits and vegetables. And this is why we don't venture, well, you can venture off if you want, just to try other health foods if you want. It's up to you guys. You guys make your own decisions for your body and for your health, whatever floats your little raw boats. And after that reaction to nutritional yeast, I'm like, I'm not even going to try apple cider vinegar. I'm not even going to try coconut aminos. I'm not even going to try these dulse flakes or kelp noodles or anything like that, or these nori wraps and everything. And because I did two videos on my thoughts and opinions on apple cider vinegar, pink Himalayan salt, kelp noodles, and nori wraps. But I know for me personally, it's something I wouldn't want to consume. And now that I have actually tried nutritional yeast, I'm like, I'm not going to even try coconut aminos or apple cider vinegar after the reaction my body had on nutritional yeast. Because the only other health packaged products I've had is like maca powder, lucuma powder, carob powder, different spices, you know, like cumin, coriander, turmeric, just different spices like that, and then just fresh herbs, leafy herbs, and sometimes dried herbs once in a while. Otherwise, that's kind of the only processed packaged powder type stuff I've had. And so this nutritional yeast was like the farthest I've kind of ventured off in quite a while on my raw foods journey, I guess you could say. But I just kind of wanted to try it just to see what all the hype was about it. And it does taste kind of cheesy, but I just really wasn't impressed with it, and my body most certainly was not impressed with it at all. It knew something was wrong. I know a lot of raw foodies use apple cider vinegar and nutritional yeast in their dressings, and again, you guys can use it if you want. I know for me personally, I will never use it. I will never try it again. And with apple cider vinegar, I've never tried it. I don't want to try it. I'm not going to try it. And this kind of leads me into the next thing, because Jamie, she has an Instagram account. She started on Instagram, but now she's on YouTube now. So hi Jamie, if you're watching, I'm sorry I don't remember your last name, but I most certainly am going to put a link to her video in the description box below there for you guys, so you guys can go watch her video on apple cider vinegar, because there's a lot of other people on the YouTube that also have done videos on apple cider vinegar too. But I highly, completely agree. Seeing the experiences other people have on this is just, and knowing what's actually in it, it's pretty disgusting. It's gross. It'll make you want to gag even though you don't have anything in your mouth. It's just like, oh my gosh, don't these raw foodies know what's in this? You know? And so I think it's very beneficial for you guys to go and watch her video, because it's very informative and it's very good. So she did a video on, Jamie did a video on apple cider vinegar, and she had the same experiences I have had on nutritional yeast, the major bloating and the major bloating in the body and just bad reactions. And then she kind of went into what's actually in apple cider vinegar, and it's really disgusting. So I think you guys should go and watch that. I think you guys should go and watch that. But it's just kind of interesting, and it just makes me think how, you know what, you can't beat God's original food for us, which is the whole, ripe, raw, fresh fruits and vegetables, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. That's it. Once you start getting into the packaged health foods, it can be beneficial, but it's something that, it can be a detriment to your health also. And there's some people who can handle certain stuff like that, but then there's a good chunk of people who can't. And so it kind of just makes me think, like, you know what, see, when mankind steps in and starts tampering with God's original design for food, all heck breaks darn loose, you know. It just breaks loose. And so you can see your body is just not happy with it at all. Your body wants, and it was designed for only whole, ripe, raw, fresh fruits and vegetables, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. And then there's sprouted beans and legumes you can do and everything. And but I think consuming health products, I think it's debatable, you guys. It's really debatable, because I think it is beneficial, but it's also not, and because it's too much concentration in such a small amount, and it's been processed, highly processed, and even though it's still healthy and can be considered raw, it's not an original design from God, you know. Mankind stepped in and messed with it, and your body reacts to it, and it tells you, you know. So I will stop babbling here, guys. Remember to love being raw. Put a big old smile on your face today. I hope I did that for you, and I'll see you guys next video, okay? Bye, guys.